This is 5 on your side at 5. Focused on you.
We're just days away from a new Missouri law taking effect. It bans drivers from holding a cell phone while driving. Good evening. I'm Brent Solomon. Governor Mike Parson signed the Siddons-Benning hands-free bill into law last month. It's named in memory of two Missourians who died in traffic crashes. 5 on your side's Mercedes McKay breaks down what drivers need to know before it takes effect Monday.
This is something AAA Missouri has been working and fighting on for years now to get this law passed. Not only do they believe it'll make the road safer for everyone, but it has the potential to save more lives.
The point of the law is to change the driving culture, change that dangerous behavior.
It's not hard to spot people on their phones while you're driving on the roads.
It's going to take time.
Unfortunately, it's something we all do, but starting Monday, that reflex will now be illegal.
The main part of the law is you need to have your phone out of your hand and down when you're driving.
Nick Chabaria with AAA described it as an uphill battle trying to get this legislation passed, but they finally had a breakthrough.
We know that cell phone use while driving has been a huge problem here in Missouri. Missouri's laws have been really lacking when it comes to that.
The Siddons-Benning hands-free law allows Missouri to join the 48 other states that have banned texting and driving, and the 27 other states that require hands-free phone use while on the roads.
Definitely, we're catching Missouri up. We still have some work to do, but this is going to be a huge step in the right direction.
While this law prohibits drivers from holding their phone while behind the wheel, Chabaria says there are some things you still can do.
You can still use your phone for things like navigation, music. You could still use voice-to-text technology. You can use Bluetooth headsets to talk.
The goal is to have everyone focused on the road and not on their phone, in the hope that less tragedies happen across our state.
We know that there's been nearly 200,000 distracted driving-related crashes in Missouri alone in the last 10 years. We also know that's killed more than 800 people.
According to Chabaria, the law works. The state of Georgia saw instant results when they passed a similar one in 2019.
They saw an immediate reduction, I believe it was 8% in fatalities in the first 18 months that law went into effect.
Now, many are ready to see that happen in our own state.
Previous to this law, Missouri never had a law that said it's not okay to be looking at your phone when you're behind the wheel. This law simply sends the right message that it's not safe to do so.
The law officially goes into effect Monday, but right now police can only give you warnings at this time. They won't ticket people until January 1st, 2025. In St. Louis, Mercedes McKay, 5 on your side.
A television legend passed away today. Bob Barker has died at 99 years old. The former and longtime host of The Price is Right earned 19 Daytime Emmys and a Lifetime Achievement Award. He hosted the classic show for 35 years. Off-screen, Barker was an advocate for animal welfare issues, donating millions towards animal rescue and rights groups. Right now, police looking into a shooting that sent a 30-year-old man to the hospital. Officers showed up to California Avenue near Miami Street after reports of a shooting. That was just after 9:30 this morning. They found a man shot in the head. The man was taken to the hospital barely conscious. Right now, we do not know the victim's condition or anything else about a suspect. New tonight, we now know that a 6th man is charged in a hostage situation earlier this week in downtown St. Louis. Officers say he damaged jail property after he and 5 other men were involved in a standoff that led to a 73-year-old correctional officer being hurt. It happened Tuesday morning on the 4th level of the Justice Center downtown. Investigators say several inmates assaulted and held the guard hostage, demanding hot food in exchange for his release. The officer went to the hospital with minor injuries. A popular restaurant is closing its doors. Bailey's Range is closing its downtown location by the end of the month. The local chain shared the news on Instagram, saying they've loved serving downtown and they're sad to see that location go. Bailey's has another restaurant in the Shaw neighborhood, as well as sister restaurants downtown. Their final day is August 31st. Time now for your weather first forecast. In just a moment now, we're going to have some live images coming in from outside. A pretty rainy day after a very hot week, and that excessive heat warning has expired for the bi-state. That was last night before the storms and rain moved in. Meteorologist Gary Frank now with more on how long these cooler temperatures will last.
Yeah, we're enjoying the day, and I know there have been a lot of outdoor activities like this one that have been impacted by some of the rain today, but it was much needed and it helped cool us down, as it's been tough to get rid of this pattern as the track is drying off. You'll see here here, preparing for tomorrow as most of the events are concluding throughout today. Now, as we look outside, you can see the push of that rain that just hung tough, and chances for showers and storms still remain, but we're kind of in the middle of this big spin, which we'll point out a little bit later on. I want to look at some areas of the south where you're starting to pick up south of Steelville by Burnham, and also from Hillsborough, Festus, and DeSoto. These are light showers. They'll fizzle out as we look closer to the racetrack and the metro. There are a few showers that are possible. However, it's just gloomy, and temperatures are much, much cooler than they were 24 hours ago. Of course, 79 feels like 82. That's the big difference. Our humidity comes down a little bit, and a few showers may be around as we drop into the mid-60s tonight. We'll talk about the possibility of maybe some rain tomorrow, how that impacts the race, and of course, look ahead to the temperature trend the next 7 days.
All right, Gary, we'll see you in a bit. Despite the rain, thousands of music fans are in Forest Park tonight. Evolution Fest is underway at Langenberg Field. The music festival had a slight weather delay, but gates actually opened about 2 hours ago. Now, this is the first time the Evolution Festival has come to St. Louis. It has a lineup of big artists, including Ice Cube. The festival runs until 10:45 tonight. It starts up again at 3 o'clock tomorrow, wrapping up with headliner Brandi Carlile. Rain or shine, the Festival of Nations is happening in Tower Grove Park. This annual festival celebrates the rich culture of over 75 nations. From the Philippines to Ecuador, dozens of countries are represented today. Now, this festival includes food and entertainment and even some handcrafted items. The head of International Institute of St. Louis says you can expect a lot of new additions this year.
What you're going to find new is, if you look behind me, is what we're calling the World Music Stage, and this is the first time we have international performing artists that are representative of the various cultures here in St. Louis.
It all runs until 9 tonight. It will be back tomorrow at 10 in the morning. Organizers recommend you get there early if you want to park close to the festivities.